Hello everyone, this is Tip Top Gaming here today with another Magic the Gathering news video. Now in today's video we're going to be going over the Game Night 2019 deck list, and I've gone over deck lists in the past, but this time it's going to be a little bit more in depth. So today on Daily MTG they released all these deck lists, and that's all cool, and I'm going to get into them. However, their format, sure, we get to see what the cards are. However, I think MTG Goldfish does a better job of explaining value, because that's what a lot of people are going to be wondering with this product. So what I did is I took all of the decks and threw them into MTG Goldfish, and it calculated the value for me. So why don't we break them down in order of Wooburg? So White Game Night, the white deck from Game Night 2019. So this, of course, is not standard legal. It contains non-standard legal cards, and anything printed in here will not become standard legal. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the Core Set 2020 cards, because those are still very fresh in people's mind. However, all the reprinted cards I'm going to talk about a little bit more. Now, if we go and take a look at the white deck, it is actually, I believe, the weakest of the decks in terms of value, and it has a value in paper of $7.63. Now, of course, these aren't meant to be valuable. These are meant to be played against each other, not really played against anything else. You're not going to get a bunch of things out of that, but that might show you that the white deck might be a little less powerful, or maybe the card's been reprinted more. So why don't we break down the cards? So let's look at the most expensive card in the entire deck, and that is Safara. Now this was printed in M20, and it's a rare, so that makes sense. Again, not going to talk too much about that. So why don't we jump down the line? This uncommon. It's a 2/1 first strike, Renown 1, and when it deals combat damage to a player, if it isn't renewed, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it becomes renewed. So basically a renowned. Either basically it attacks and it becomes a 3/2, and it upgrades things with Renown, but I don't think that's going to be a very big mechanic, although it looks like it might be, actually. I don't know. Either way, then we have Topane, Free Blade. This is the first time I'm seeing these cards too. It has Vigilance and Renown 1. We have Howling Golem, which whenever it attacks or blocked, each player draws a card, so that's some interesting group hug. I don't know if that really fits the deck. We have Steadfast Sentry, again, M20 card. We have Fiend Binder, which is from that set, and it is whenever it attacks, tap target creature defending player control. So it looks like we have counters and, like, tapping things, maybe, because, like, this thing gets benefits from tapping, or I don't know. It looks like counters is going to be a big thing here. Whenever it enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Flying, that's okay. Whenever it enters the battlefield, creatures get +1/+1, Renown 1, tap target creature. When it enters the battlefield, support 3, so put 3 counters on things. Patron of the Valiant, put a counter on each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Squad Captain, M20 card. Steep Glider, Vigilance, Elemental, a target creature with +1/+1 counter on it gets flying. So basically this is counter, it loves counters. Now why don't we talk about the rares? Lockdown Life Chanter. When it enters the battlefield, you may have your life total become the total toughness of among creatures you control. This was, again, an M20. And then Zatalpa. And then there are these cards, which are okay, and they're just boost. So it looks like White's big thing is boosting their own creatures, and that's kind of boring. It's very land-heavy. Oh, and by the way, these values do not include the unique cards. So if these unique cards see value in, like, Commander, then the value of these are going to go right through the roof. Now, in terms of reprints, they're all pretty generic, low-cost reprints, so it's not doing anything for reprints. It's just for the internal part of this product, but I guess that's kind of what they want. They don't want people scalping this project for money. They want it to be a board game-esque experience. The rares, I guess, are okay. Obviously, the most expensive thing is from M20, so we really didn't need that reprinted, but it's fine. It's $7.63. Next, we have Blue Game Night. Now, I'm going to go over these cards a little bit less because, well, if this video would take forever if I went over all of them. But you'll notice we have some Flash synergy in here. So, 3 Defender. This just looks like blue good stuff. Howling Golem. So, there's probably going to be a Howling Golem in each deck. We have Flyers, Flash, instants and sorceries, elementals, drawing cards, tapping things. So those are everything I've seen. Tapping things. Elemental. Oh, this is an elemental deck, I think. No? I have no idea. Honestly, Agent of Treachery, that's useful. That's a nice high price card, quote unquote. It's the highest price card we've seen. So this looks like it has instant and sorcery, along with like tapping things as its theme. You know, so I'm just gonna briefly run over these. Return all creatures to their owner's hands with toughness less than or equal to the number of islands you control. That's kind of lame. I mean, it's instant speed, which does add a lot to it. Return up to 3 target creatures. Put a bunch of zombies on the field, and Rivers Rebuke. So, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I don't think it's very good. It doesn't, like, the white was clearly just boost creatures. This, I can't exactly tell, like, why. I guess these are all instants, so I guess they're not all instants. It's kind of like instants, but also it's instant and sorcery tribal is what it looks like from this brief little overview. Again, this deck comes in at $9.73 before the Sphinx of Insight. Or of Enlightenment, sorry. Then we have the black deck, which is $13.75. That is mostly due to a couple very higher price cards. So we have Lord of the Accursed, which is bumping this up. There's 2 of them in there, and it boosts zombies. And then we have Villas, which is boosting this up. Both are very powerful cards. One of them is a reprint, which is good, seeing what some of the reprints have a little bit of value. Now, it looks like this is just generic, deal indirect damage, zombie boost, like, I mean, there's not even that many, I mean, not everything's a zombie, and that's kind of weird. Undead Servant, Togar, like Demon, Avatar, there's not, like, these Lord of a Curse don't make that much sense in my opinion. There's not enough zombies in my opinion. We have Bone Splinters, there's a clearly better card, but that's fine. Grasp of Darkness, Murder, Blood for Bones, Grace from the Grave. So they literally have Blood for Bones and Villas in this deck. I wonder if they're trying to get you to do something there. Zombies you control. So this is supposed to be a zombie deck and like a zombie flood deck. So it's interesting. It has the most value out of the decks. Now, unlike a lot of other decks where I'm like, pick this one, you have to get all of them. So like, it doesn't really matter which one's better than which unless you want to play those decks. I think the black deck could do well. I think its legendary or its big creature is one of the more powerful ones. Next, we have basically Red Rush, Hasty Boys, you know. I guess this is just red good stuff. Or maybe it looks like non-direct damage or dragons, maybe. Honestly, these decks clearly have themes, and they're meant to be mix and match, so it makes their themes less obvious. Now, this is also a weaker price deck. Red generally is. This deck is meh. Next, we have the green deck, which is up there at $15. Now, that is mostly due to, well, Ripjaw Raptor, which adds to that, and then Ghalta adds to that. Ghalta is really expensive. I see his, and then the Hydra is also kind of expensive. Now, all the these are, I guess, it's just green stuff. It's, you know, ramp into Hydras. Actually, this is kind of similar to a deck we see now in Standard, except this has some Dinosaur Tribal in here. Honestly, it's not as classic green. It's basically just green dinosaurs. That's this deck. It's fine. I could see it winning. Mono green normally does really well. Either way, now let's take a look at the price. So this price is going to be $43.36, and I inspected the page, and so I added value of all cards so I would remember this. So the value of this is $54.19. So that is before, first off, that is before the legendary creatures are like the big new cards, which could have the most value, we don't know, have been like priced, but it's also probably before the market reacts. So like that $2.53 card, I believe it was Agent of Treachery, that is of course going to diminish in value now that this is going to happen. So I expect obviously the value to drop below this price. So technically it might be cheaper to build these decks separately. I don't think any serious Magic player is actually going to get these. The only way I could see this really being exciting is if they added some reprints that needed to be there, but then that would kind of defeat the purpose of the product. I feel like Magic players are much more inclined to pick up a product like Unsanctioned, which is very similar to this, but meant to be mixed, and it's meant to be crazy and wild, versus this is just kind of boring Magic. I'd rather play actual Magic than this. So, yeah, just a little brief thing. I will leave a link to all of these decks in the description down below. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. I'm just going to run over them really fast. And yeah, that's it. So these decks are okay. I guess technically their value at the moment is higher than their price, but that is, subject to change. I don't know how available these will be. They feel also very singleton. I mean, there are things that have like ones and twos of things, but they are very singleton feeling. And then of course the price. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and I guess I should let you guys see this. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.